Today we're here to talk about organ donation and how there is a lack of donors in the UK currently. Charlotte's going to tell us a little bit about her own story and list reasons why you should sign up and how you can sign up to be a donor.
Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease. These are normal lungs compared to cystic fibrosis lungs. The CF lungs on the right, they're full of mucus, and you can see the difference on how cloudy they look on the x-ray. After my lung collapsed, I then realised that actually my life and quality life wasn't getting any better, and it wouldn't unless I had a transplant. So by the time I went for my transplant assessment, my lung function was actually down at the 20% mark.
What is the life expectancy for somebody who's had a lung transplant?
Post-transplant, because you run the risk of having infections, which can cause rejection, it's actually lung transplant sits at about 6 years.
What was it like for you waiting on the list?
Being on the waiting list for my double lung transplant, it was scary. It was a scary time that your life is on a knife's edge. You don't know what's happening.
What were you told about how the surgery went?
My surgery lasted for about 8 hours. I went into surgery about 2 o'clock. They were told it was very successful and that the new lungs looked very, very good and that the donor was very, very healthy. And my mum was also told that my previous lungs looked very, very bad, that they didn't actually expect me to see the next 2 months.
How is your life different from the average person not suffering from CF?
The difference between my life and someone that's really healthy is that actually I still have these hospital appointments, I still have all these medications to do. I have to make sure that I take them at 10 and 10 every single day, otherwise you run the risk of infection and rejection, and basically it will kill you. So I have to be very, very careful with that. I also have to be very careful around people that have infections, because if they have an infection, I'm more susceptible to get it because of being so immune suppressed.
Do you have any certain recurring fears for your present or your future, or certain hopes?
Life's a risk and transplant is a risk. It was never going to be a cure, and I know that, and right now I live every day like it's my last. I absolutely enjoy my life, got to university, which would never have been possible beforehand. So for me, it is a fear, but on the other hand, I'm finally doing my dream that I've always wanted. So I can safely say that the last couple of years since my transplant, I've absolutely had a ball, and however long I get is just more than I would have got ever. Without my transplant, I wouldn't have been able to do so many of these different things because I'd be dead. So every day is a gift that one amazing person gave me.
Tell us about Live Life, Give Life.
Live Life, Give Life, we're actually an organ donation organisation. We aim to raise awareness for organ donation and support people that are going through the transplant process. We're appealing for more child donors. Unfortunately, there's a massive shortage in this country. Little James waited far too long for his heart transplant. Luckily for him, a donor came just in time. You need to have the conversation with the rest of your family and sign the children up to the organ donor register. If you want more information on how to become an organ donor, please take a look at livelifegivelife.org.uk.